people are always chasing a dream,
Yeah.
but yet don't know how to start, where to start.
I think thinking bigger has been the biggest thing I've gotten. Like, I really feel like you can do anything you want to do. And I feel like I can do anything I want to do.
Most people will not invest in themselves.
I'm a very firm believer that you can't help someone else unless you've been through it yourself. This is the muscle you have to build. It's all here. You never negotiate with yourself. It's always 1, 2, 3, go.
Welcome back to the episode. Today, I'm super excited to have this guest on the show. I have known her for quite some time. Let's say I know her, but I don't know her. I'm excited to get to know her better. She has a story to tell of success, of just her life journey, and just she's been an inspiration to me and to many others, I'm sure. At her very young age, she has done a lot. She has gone to 51 countries. She's been on the Tony Robbins Platinum Group. She is the top 1% of EXP brokers and an inspirational speaker, right? Yeah. And let's see, and I'm missing one, and this is a big one. She has a complete Airbnb course that you can take, and she has been a success in what she has done in North Carolina. And so I'm excited for y'all to meet her and to get to know her a little better. So welcome Amanda Williams, a traveling realtor.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, yes. That was all very sweet. Thank you very much.
So I want to start off with just getting to know where Amanda came from, what your story is before you became who you are today. Like, tell us, just start from the beginning.
From the beginning, okay. I was a hairstylist.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Throughout high school, I knew I wanted to be a hairstylist.
Okay.
And so I was in one of those programs where I could only go to school for a few hours a day and then I could go work. So starting when I was in 11th grade, I had a full-time job. And working at the salon, got my license, ended up doing hair. And then by the time I was 18, graduating high school, I decided that I wanted to do bigger and better things, not just hair in Raleigh, North Carolina. By the way, I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. And so I went on a little trip with my mom, and I went to New York City first by myself at 18.
Wow.
And then I was like, no, I'm not really feeling New York. So then me and my mom went to California, to Los Angeles, and I was like, okay, this is where I want to end up. So I went back home and I worked my butt off for like 2.5 years. And I won like top retail sales of like 330 something stylist in my company. And it was a $10,000 bonus check.
Wow.
And so I took that $10,000 and I moved to LA to do hair and makeup for movies.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
one really knows that story.
No, I love that story.
Yeah.
So how did you come to come into real estate, right? And then how did you incorporate traveling with real estate? How did all that come together?
Yeah, so I was very lucky to meet a couple, Dave and Cindy McMillan. When I was 21, I had just gotten to LA, and they were starting a business. And so it was actually getting people out of timeshare contracts. And so I started with them, and we ended up, we were growing the business. We made it into like Inc. 500 magazine. It was great. I saw Business World, and I was like, oh my God, Business World is really cool. So I gave up all of my hair and makeup stuff, and I said, no, I'm going to go into business full time. I'm going to work with them. And we grew that business like super fast. And so we were all making a lot of money, and I'm like in my early 20s. And so we're all like, well, we're going to start investing in real estate. So then all of us ended up joining this program where we would go to Arizona for 1 week every quarter and get educated. It was actually like college credits for real estate investing. And so I was taking all of these classes on like seller financing and creative, like all types of creative financing, flipping houses, being a landlord, like everything you can imagine real estate wise. I did that for 2 years with them.
At an early age of 21?
I did that. I was between 22 and 24.
Okay,
I was taking the classes. And then after I finished all the education part of it, I was still working with them. And again, I was making great money, right, for my mid-20s. But I was working and I was a traveling sales rep for them. So I would leave on Thursday and I would get back on Monday, and then I would have Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And my girlfriend that I met at this course, she was flipping houses.
Okay.
It's like, I want to flip houses, but I don't have time. So I gave her money, and I was a private money lender. And then the agreement was for me giving her money when I was home for those 2 days a week. I would take one of those days and I would go out to the project and just kind of shadow her. And so that's what I did for years.
And you would travel within the U.S.?
My job was U.S. Canada.
Okay, U.S. Canada.
Yeah.
Wow. And so that's how, is that where that all came from? The traveling?
No, I was still
that
young
came later.
when I was doing all of that. Yeah, that came later.
Okay.
So kind of fast forward, I did that for a while. I went through a divorce. I moved back to North Carolina because I was in California this whole time. So I moved back to North Carolina in 2013. And I was like, Christy, I gotta take my money back. I'm gonna go flip houses myself now. And so I did. And
so you started flipping in North Carolina.
Yep. I went back, I got licensed, and then worked with this guy for a couple of years, because in North Carolina you have to work under a broker for 2 years before you can start your own firm. So I did that, and then started my own firm. And at the time we were flipping houses, I was doing all kinds of stuff. Real estate wise. And then EXP came along, like literally 6 months after I opened my own real estate firm. And now it's June will make 7 years that I've been with EXP. So the traveling realtor didn't come into effect until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Because I was literally at a real estate investment mastermind in Jamaica. And I'm like, why am I working so hard? At the time, I was helping buyers and sellers, and I think I had like 4 flips going on, and I had like 15 rental properties, and I'm just like, freaking tired. Like, I just want to travel. And so I laid in a hammock for 2 days in Jamaica, and I just journaled and figured it out. And when this traveling realtor thing came to my mind, it started out as, I'm going to do a podcast where I'm going to interview successful real estate agents who are traveling, and I'm going to find out all of their tips and tricks, and I'm going to see how I can travel too.
Your story is amazing to me because you are so young, and your mindset and how you started all this at such a young age, and you took it and you ran with it. Where does that come from? Your mom, dad, are they, just tell me more about that. Like, where does that come from?
My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I should not say that. She would kill me if she heard me say that. My mom worked a lot at home.
Stay-at-home moms are hard workers, let me tell you.
My dad could work. And so my dad, I think when I was little, like, he had a job for the state. He ran a backhoe. And then he ended up starting his own company, which was a backhoe company. So that the big machine that go dig holes and stuff, for those of you that don't know what a backhoe is. And so he had that company, but he was just a one-man show. So people would pay him, he would go do the job. That was it. And then that wasn't enough money, of course. And so he would just do all kinds of side stuff. Like, he worked on people's cars. He fixed up like washing machines and sold them in the front yard. Like, I don't know, he probably had a bunch of other stuff too he did. He would, when people were digging holes for pools or whatever, he would actually go with his dump truck, get all the dirt, bring all the dirt to our land, and then sell dirt. Like, he was an entrepreneur. He was an entrepreneur, you know, on a smaller scale. He was just like, I could take that for free and I could sell it. Like, that was his mindset. And so I guess I got a lot of that from him. Yeah. Because I'm always trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I make money on this?
And not work so hard.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Because people are always chasing a dream.
Yeah.
But yet don't know how to start, where to start, and then going through the hurdles and going through the obstacles and going through all that. You started this successful Airbnb business, and I'm sure you went through the hurdles and the downs and the ups and the, all these different things, and you started it. I don't know if you started with your partner or not and how that went about, but you started it, and you have it's a success, and you have a course on that. So tell us more about that.
We started because my dad had cancer, so we took him down to Tijuana for a cancer clinic that worked, by the way. And so we threw our personal house onto Airbnb, And within 2 weeks, we were like, holy cow, this just paid the mortgage. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And so then while we were living in Tijuana, we were helping my dad with his medical stuff. We ended up finding a little, well, first off, we had a flip going on that we decided, why don't we just do a cash out refi on this, pay off our money lender. And then we did a cash out refi, we paid off everyone, and then we kept that as a short-term rental. It was all Airbnb at the time. So we kept that one. We made that decision while we were in Mexico. And then Alex found a little tiny home, like a little.
And Alex was your partner at the time.
Yes, he still is my partner.
And he's still your partner. Okay.
Yeah. So we found this little tiny home log cabin on Craigslist. And we're kind of known for seller financing. So we got the dude to seller finance it to us. And so that was our third Airbnb. And then we were just doing Airbnb, and then we were like, you know what, this is really good. Like, we should turn this up a little bit, but we didn't have a lot of money left.
Yeah.
We had been buying properties. And so that's when I saw a for rent sign, and this lady picks up the phone, and her name's Barbie. And my pitch was, I'm a real estate broker owner, and I have clients coming into town, because I actually did, that needed a place to stay in Clayton, which I was in Clayton, and I was actually looking for them a place to stay.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I got clients coming into town. Like, I want to rent this in my business, and I'll come in, I'll furnish it, but then I just want to make it nice for my clients. And she's like, well, honey, that's a great idea. It's like, that is a great idea. And so from there, we picked up 9 more, we call them arbitrage. So those are rent-to-rent properties. So you're going to the homeowner, you're renting the property from them, you're furnishing it, you're doing utilities,
Genius.
and then you're re-renting it to your clientele. So that's how that started. And we got up to 12 properties in 1 year from that.
Wow.
Now we have about 25.
25
Yeah.
that you arbitrage.
No, 12
So-
of those are arbitrage.
12 are,
and
okay.
then a few are owned.
Okay.
And then the other ones we're marketing.
How many years did you get this up and running?
So my dad got sick in 2018. So it's 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
You've made this business. You've made a course. How long has the course been running? When did you start that?
Started in 2019.
Okay.
And then it came out again in 2020. I actually just did a whole new relaunch with it.
I
And
saw
so,
that.
yeah.
I saw. We took the
Yeah.
course. JJ and I took the course because we're like, this is genius. It's a great course to take if anybody's interested, and we'll have more of that. I mean, where to contact Amanda and just her course link and everything else, so you guys can take that if you're wanting to, make extra income.
I mean, the course it's amazing because it's a step-by-step program. But what I'm really loving, because when I filmed the course, I was just getting into what we're calling midterm rentals, which are 30-day stays. So I was just tipping my toe in. We had a few that we were doing the monthly stays on. Now I am 95% monthly stays. So it has cut back on so much of just the day-to-day stuff that goes
Yeah.
along with short-term rentals. So we've actually added to the course a whole midterm rental course that goes along with it as well.
I might have to retake that course.
It's so good because it talks like you can go after relocation clients, which is what my specialty is, traveling nurses, insurance claim clients, there's remote workers, there's the military housing, there's flight attendants that need crash pads. I mean, there's so many different options that you can do. And all of these people are renting by the month.
And we just rented ours for 21 days, so I know it's a thing, and I know that more and more people are looking for that versus Cabo is flooded with Airbnbs. There's a lot of Airbnbs here, and I think that more so those are needed, more of the midterm and the long term, really here in Cabo San Lucas. So I think that throughout our lives, we always have somebody there that we look up to, that has shown us the way, that has given us great pointers, great advice. Do you have somebody like that in your life?
I have a lot of people. I mean, when it comes down to it, like my uncle, who was the vice president of that hair salon that I started working at when I was 15, he gave me my first personal development book when I was 18.
Wow.
And I think that's what made me start thinking like so much bigger. It was $1 Million Habits by Brian Tracy. That was the very first time I had ever known about personal development. I was like, There was another lady that was pretty transformational in my journey too, especially with like making the decision to leave everything that I knew in North Carolina and move to California by myself. And that was a lady named Susan Height. And she had a program called Train Your Brain back then.
Okay.
And so I went to her program and I had asked her, like, is this the right choice? And she's like, let's do an exercise. What's the absolute worst thing that could happen to you?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could get to California. I could totally hate it. I could pack my car back up and I could drive back to North Carolina. And she's like, is that the worst thing? I was like, yeah. And so I did it.
Wow. That's absolutely amazing for as young as you, I mean, seriously, because like, I'm just now coming to that. You know what I mean? It's like coming to Cabo was a huge move to me, for me. And it was like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? And you're right. The worst that could happen is we pack our cars back up and we head back to what we know.
Yep.
Or we head back, or we head to somewhere else that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all mindset.
It is.
At the end of the day, you can think the negative thoughts, or you can think what's the positive that can happen here? What is the beauty that can come out of this journey that we're on?
Well, I mean, it's just like, you know, Tony says, it's like life is happening for me, not to me. And I have taken that into heart this year. It's been the most challenging 16 months of my life. But I keep saying, you know, life is happening for me. This is happening for a reason. What's the learning lesson that you're trying to tell me? Like, I'm listening.
You have been on Tony Robbins' Platinum Group, right?
Yeah, it's like a small mastermind with him.
So how has that transformed your life, and what have you learned through that?
So I'll put it this way. It's been, March actually makes a year that I've been with them. And I've gone through these types of programs before where you don't really know what's happening until a year later, and you look back and you're like, wow, from there to there, that was a lot of transformation. I think I'm just now stepping into that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. Like, I went to 14 countries with them, and like, I was just, you know, he says the world is your playground. And I'm like, yeah, I've felt like that the last year. Like, all I've done is just like travel and connect, and my thinking is just so much bigger, and it's totally changed my mindset about a lot of things. And I didn't have a bad mindset to begin with, but like, I think thinking bigger has been the biggest thing I've gotten. But if you ask me that in 6 months, I'm probably gonna have a completely different answer, because at least in my experience, when I go through these programs, I can always look back like a year or so later and I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is all of the things that happened that I can see a huge difference in.
And what I love about you is that I'm sure you've learned, you know, throughout these years, but you take that time to reflect on like, okay, I just went on this year-long trip or with Tony Robbins. I just learned this. I just went through that. But then you take that time to reflect and to go, okay, what did I learn from that? Where can I grow from that? And where can I teach others in what I have learned in that? I can't wait to hear down the road what you really did learn from that whole time with Tony Robbins.
I do that. And I think a lot of it comes from, like, I really feel like you can do anything you want to do. And I feel like I can do anything I want to do. Like, I don't feel like there's anything I can't do. And I don't know why I feel that way. I think it's I've been doing personal growth since I took my first personal growth class when I was maybe 22. It was PSI seminars. It was like a really in-depth personal growth thing I did. So I've done a lot of work on myself. I've probably spent over $1 million on myself, just in personal development.
And that's absolutely amazing to say, because most people will not do that.
Yeah.
Most people will not invest in themselves because we think, I mean, you know, it's always that whole, you're selfish. You should be looking at somebody else. You should be taking care of somebody else. You should be doing this. But you teach a lot on that. You talk a lot about that on self-health.
Yes.
I want you to talk a little more about the health aspect of like what you've gone through, what you've learned, and you're on this health, like natural healing. And I'm just in the beginning stages of this. I've heard, I mean, there's a lot of people here within even our community that we live in that are on that health just a natural, more of a natural health kick, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to go a little more into that.
My dad first came down with cancer in 2009. And when he came down with cancer, I was living in LA. It was holistic cancer therapies, and they did this event in LA a couple of times a year.
Okay.
And so my dad chose to go the United States way with the chemo and the radiation and all of that stuff. It's like I had nothing to say about that because I didn't know anything. But it did put me on this journey of like, well, I think there's other options. Like, I don't think you actually have to do that. So I started learning about it back then. And I've learned about it ever since then. And I've just been super intrigued by it all this time.
Yeah.
15 years, wow, it's been a long time. And then when the cancer came back in 2018, I felt very confident in telling him, no, you are not doing chemotherapy again.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to Mexico. We're doing this the way I want to do this. I need to have you on board with me, which he was. And so that's what we ended up doing. And we shrunk a tumor that was the size of your fist to the size of your pinky nail in 6 months. And it was literally like shriveled and black, and the doctor just like cut it out. And so that can happen with, you know, immunotherapy, and we did the Gerson therapy, which is a different type of therapy that you can't do in the United States because it works. So that's what kind of put me on that whole health journey.
Right.
So that happened with my dad, and then when my dad ended up passing away a year after that, not from the cancer, by the way, I came down with a lot because I was under a lot of stress with my dad. You know, it took him it was a month of watching him die. And that was very stressful. And then, you know, I had just started keto.
Okay.
I did 15 months of keto, and that was my first month. So my body is in
15
stress.
months of keto.
Yeah.
Wow.
No alcohol either.
Wow.
Like nothing. So yeah, so that kind of got me on that. And then we were building our business. We had just picked up a lot of properties. And so that was kind of the beginning of this, like, oh, I'm having these crazy hives and I'm having these weird pains. And like all of this stuff started popping up. But I realized, I was like, well, maybe it's stress hives because I'm under a lot of stress.
Right.
And I tried different things over the years and nothing's really worked. And then a year and a half ago, I came out with really bad pain, like back pain, like lower back pain, went to my middle back, went into muscle spasms. Now the pain has moved to my hips. I've literally seen probably 45 doctors.
Ooh.
I've done MRIs, I've done x-rays, I've gone the medical route in the United States a couple of times actually, because my mom's like, just come back to the North Carolina and we're going to go to the hospital. I'm like, okay. And then of course nothing's wrong with me. And so I've done that. I've seen doctors in Australia. I saw a priest in Bali. I've seen, all over the world. I've tried all of these different things. I was even going to Texas for this clinic, and nothing's really worked. And I even had a root canal taken out. Like someone was like, oh, it's your root canal. I'm like, okay, take it out. Like, I don't know.
Do something.
Do whatever you need to do. Like, take this away.
Yeah.
And so I'm still on that journey.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out where this is coming from. And now I'm studying about energy, the different energies in our bodies and emotions, and how emotions can actually get stuck in your muscles and your joints and cause pain. So now I'm on like that journey right now of studying all of that. And I feel like it's just a never-ending like thing, but I know I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm at the point now where I'm like, thank you, body, for like showing me this and making me go through this, because I'm a very firm believer that you can't help someone else unless you've been through it yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a real good taste of going through it yourself. And what this is leading me to, which I really just came out with in the past couple of weeks, I've always done real estate. I've always been, investing in something in real estate, and I'm not going to stop doing that. Yeah. However, I do want to add in wellness to that. And I've had a dream of buying a retreat center for years. And so now that's starting to come to, fruition. I'm out looking at properties that could be a retreat center, and like I'm thinking like holistic wellness retreats, retreats, clinics where I could bring doctors in that want to do more of the holistic or alternative cancer therapies, or even autoimmune. I'm very big on autoimmune too, because I've cured an autoimmune disease as well. So that's where this is all going. And I think I'm going to really focus on helping people that are at the brink of burnout and stress.
Yeah.
Because that hit me too last year.
Yeah.
It put me in bed for 30 days on my back. And I really want to do that. And I really want to teach people the things that have helped me. I'm not cured, and I don't know everything about this, but I kind of want to like take people along on this journey with me and just say, look, this is the stuff that's helped. This is the stuff that I'm trying now. Like, let's do a challenge. I'm doing my own challenge right now. I'm doing a 30-day challenge right now by myself.
What is it?
So I got one of those big, those not poster boards, but those
the
big whiteboard things.
Yeah.
So I've made it where I have to give myself a check mark every day. I'm talking every day for 30 days. So lemon water when I first wake up.
Okay.
Celery juice. I have this little, it's called Tenant machine. It's
Tell me more about the lemon juice though. What is that? What is that supposed to do? What is that good for?
So the lemon juice is alkaline. So it alkalines your body. So you wake up and you chug like 2 big glasses of lemon juice because you wake up dehydrated.
Right.
And a lot of people go directly to coffee, and that's just going to dehydrate you even more.
Okay.
And so the lemon juice just helps with cleansing. It helps your liver. And then when you do the celery juice after that, the liver is really detoxed at that point because you're flushing it with like lemon and celery juice, but 10 minutes in between. You can't do it together.
Okay.
And it has to be straight up celery juice. No ice, nothing. Celery juice. So that's good.
Celery juice. Okay. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I wait 30 minutes, and I still do have my coffee. I do.
Yeah.
I love coffee in the morning.
I know.
So yeah, I was doing that, and then the Tenant machine, which is scalar energies. Our bodies have positive and negative charges, and you have to think of it as like a battery pack. And if that battery pack wears down, then your negative charge or your battery pack is low. That's when diseases can start to creep into your muscles and your body. That's on my list.
Okay.
Stretching. So I do a lot of like posture poses and stretching. It's called Igasku is the method.
Okay.
And I've learned that through Tony.
Okay.
He does it every day. Sauna, cold plunge or cold shower, which took me some time to get used to.
Yes.
But now I love it. Now it's it's amazing. Yeah.
So is it just a quick plunge and you're out, you're in and out?
So if I go to the spa here, then I'll do sauna, steam room, plunge I do Wim Hof breath work in there as well. So it's breathing exercises, breath work. So I'll stay in usually from 2 to 3 minutes in the cold plunge.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. But you're doing breath work the whole time. If I was just, it would be very difficult for me just to get in and not be counting and like doing my breath work.
Right, because you're just going to be thinking.
Mind.
Yeah. You're just going to be thinking about cold water, right? So you have to, okay.
That's something else that Tony taught us is you never negotiate with yourself. It's always 1, 2, 3, go. And there's no thinking about it. You do it when you get out of bed. Mel Robbins, the 5-second thing, right? Or count to, I forget what it is.
So funny that
1,
you
2, 3,
just
4,
said that
5.
because I've been listening to, I'm telling you, I'm on this journey myself. But same thing, never negotiate with yourself when it comes to wellness and getting better at, I don't know, it's just, what an amazing, I just heard this yesterday. I was just telling Jill about it. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
It's great, you know? It's literally just count to 3 and freaking do it.
So your health and wellness will be here in Cabo?
Yes. Yes, I've made the decision. I've been here for 4 years. And I this whole 4-year period, I've been like, 6 more months. And now I'm like, I think I just live in Cabo.
Yeah.
Like, I love Cabo, and it just has a special place in my heart. I've got amazing friends like you guys here now, and just so many amazing people. And Cabo is a very special place. People want to come here. They want to host retreats. They want to, I don't know, just live a different life.
And you know something, you hear that more and more, like as us as realtors, people are coming. I mean, it's a whole different world. Like back home, it's different. Someone's moving into a smaller home, a bigger home. It's not people coming from all kinds of places all over the world. And so coming here, you know, Jay always told me it's a whole different, I mean, it's going to be different for us. It's not people that you're used to. It's not a referral based business. It's people coming from all over I mean, it is a referral based business, but I mean, it's people coming for a better life, a better way of living. And I didn't get that at first. And it's now just getting to me. It took me a while, but you know, you're just so used to, like, I was born and raised in the town that I came from. And so coming here and just meeting the people that I'm meeting has just been extraordinary. I mean, people from all over the world wanting the same thing. They want to live out here in this world where we have over 300 days of sunshine. Yeah. You know, and you can be outdoors. You're living, I mean, you hear the birds chirping, I mean, it's just a different way of living. You go to the beach, I mean, that's where I personally feel God the most for me, is when I'm sitting out there overlooking the water, and I'm not out there enough, but when I'm out there, I mean, I do a lot of exercise, and when I go on my runs is where I get my download as well. But being out there in the ocean, you just feel the peace about it, you know, you just feel that. I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
I feel that too. I go to beach church.
I know.
I love
and you
beach
just started
church.
that?
I used to go, and then I was traveling for a while, and now I'm back.
Okay.
But we do beach church on Sundays, and then we just had worship under the stars on Wednesday night. It was the coolest
I
thing.
meant to go to that because, I know, I wanted to go, and I didn't make it out there. But how was that?
It was beautiful. I mean, just magical. I don't even know how to explain it. And that's the thing about being here. It's like all of us, it's the same mindset. I feel like it's so easy to make friends here because we've all come here for a reason.
Right.
You're making people's dreams literally come true by buying their dream home in paradise and changing their life and then plugging them in with the community. And like that's such a gift that you are able to give to people moving into the area.
What is a piece of advice that you can give to our listeners today on how they can accomplish that dream that they've been dreaming?
God, I think it just comes down to having courage and knowing that you can do it. And the way that I would get there is I would fill my mind with nothing but positivity. The books, the podcast. I don't know if you watch the news, but turn that shit off.
I agree, 100%.
So just continuing to feed yourself with positive stuff. And I'm not saying put your head in the sand and not like listen to anything that's crazy going on in the world, but really just like surround yourself with people who are going to talk you up and not pull you down. And you got to build that courage before you take a step to move to another country or to do whatever it is that is on your dream list. I think you really have to build that muscle, and that's the starting point. This is the muscle you have to build. It's all here, you know?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And what are some of the books or podcasts that you would recommend for somebody that, because, you know, I think that a lot of people walk around this earth, and I say this all the time, like this, right? I mean, they're just focused on certain things, and when negativity comes in, that's all they focus on. That's all they want to, they drown in that. And I know that sometimes it takes another person to come alongside you and go, get out of that mess. Stop looking down. Stop looking at this. Stop bringing these negative people into your space. I just heard something yesterday was, you know, if somebody offers you anger, depression, negativity, it's your choice to either take that or say, no, thank you.
Yep.
I don't want to accept that.
Yep.
And so, anyway, so what would be some of your best, what would be a great way of like, look, this is a great book, a podcast, something to start off with?
Obviously, Tony Robbins, like all of his stuff is amazing. A book that I really love is a dear friend of mine's book called Miracle Mentality. And Tim Story wrote that book.
Okay.
And it's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Having that mentality of, you know, it's a miracle. I was doing a speech with Tim, and the name of my speech was turning your mess into your message. Because I was talking about my dad having cancer, and then now I'm in this short-term rental business because of that.
Right.
And he was like, actually, no, I think you should change it. Turn your mess into your miracle.
That's good.
That stuck with me. And so then I read his book and the whole thing. And so, that's one of them. This is going to sound funny, but I go to YouTube a lot and I just kind of type in what I have on my mind. Like, what is it that I feel like I need at that moment? And I just watch people on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not like I follow one particular person. Like, I do follow a lot of people, but it's not about mindset, I don't think, at this point. I think right now I'm in the stage of my life where I'm filling my mind with more health stuff just because of where I'm at.
Right.
But like Mel Robbins, I think Mel has some amazing content out there.
I agree. I've been listening to her a lot lately.
Yeah. And I'm going through like this whole thing about learning about masculine and feminine energies and all of that. So I'm listening to a lot of that kind of stuff. Allison Armstrong. I'm very like kind of diverse in who I listen to.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I get stuck on like one person. I'll listen to that one person for a while, and then I'll move on to somebody else, and I'll go, I haven't listened to so and so in a while. You know, it's just there's so many great people out there that we can learn from. In 2 years from now, if we do a recap on all this and what you've been through in 2 years, where is Amanda going to be, and what have you accomplished in those 2 years?
2 years. My retreat center will be up and running and be amazing and like the best wellness biohacking retreat center in Cabo. I am speaking that into the existence.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to have that up and going. I want it to be this magical place that's like changing so many people's lives. And I am going to be healed. I am going to have zero pain. So I think that's the biggest thing for me, are those two things right there. Is just and being at peace every day, and feeling joy every day, and just having that like breathing moments. So I think that's where we all kind of get lost sometimes.
I agree, 100%. Actually, that was something I was going to go into, but. Just busy, in your life, and just how you bring joy into it all. That might be for another podcast that we get into.
Absolutely, and I am so on that learning path right now.
Yeah. So am I. Like I said, I think that all of us are trying to find that happy medium of just like of being more joyful in our life, versus what everybody instills in you of just grind. And I think that all of us are in that. And I feel like more so here, I mean, everyone in Cabo, everyone's coming here for just more joy, and let's live our lives out in a more joyful way instead of grind and killing ourselves in that.
Well, I think what happened is the hustle culture came in. And I used to follow Grant Cardone a lot. Like I was at every 10X conference. I was rocking the backpack. I was 10X everything. Hustle, get it done. Yeah. And it drove me into the ground. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have experienced that. And so now I see a lot of, because most of my audience are real estate agents. Right. And they're burnt out because they got stuck in that. And now they look back and they're like, oh my God, I've gained weight. I'm stressed out. I have an autoimmune disease. I have all this stuff wrong with me. Where is this coming from? And I think it's really come from not being able to take care of ourselves. Yeah. So we've got to just like, it's a new way of learning. I'm trying to figure it out right now. And I think I'm onto something with this new thing I'm thinking about. I think I'm onto something with it. I think I can help a lot of people with it.
I'm sure you can.
So, yeah.
I'm sure you can. I have complete faith in you. And you're going to bring an amazing wellness center here. We are going to be a part of that.
Yes.
And I just can't wait to see what you do. I appreciate you sitting with us today and just talking to us, because you were one of the first ones on my mind when I was writing my list of people that I wanted to talk to, because I've just been following you for some time, and your journey is amazing. You have, from the outside looking in, you have no fear. I know you probably do, but you do things you just, the 1, 2, 3, you just do it, right? And I'm sure you've learned that throughout your journey. And I just appreciate you teaching us and showing us. And I can't wait to just keep following your journey and seeing where you end up and what you do. But I also want people to learn more about you, to follow you, to take your course if they're they want to learn more about the Airbnb arbitrage and how you did that and the midterms and all that. So tell people how they can reach you. I'm also going to put her links in our description, but let people know how they can get a hold of you.
Oh, thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you for all of that. You're great at this. So yeah, I'm very easy to find. I'm Amanda the Traveling Realtor. So I have my amandathetravelingrealtor.com. I'm all over Instagram. And yeah, she'll put the course here. But if you go to my Instagram, there's a link tree there, and it pretty much has a link to almost everything I'm involved in right now. We try to keep that up to date. So I've got some freebies on there and stuff like that. If you're interested in the short-term rental model, I have a lot of like free checklists and stuff like that on there. So happy to help.
Okay, well, thank you again. And I can't wait to get with you in another 2 years.
Yes,
and
at my retreat center.
At your retreat center, not mine. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in and for watching. I hope that this has been motivational to you, to motivate you to actually step out in faith and follow those dreams, because obviously it can be done. You just have to take the steps in doing that. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.